Hi, it's Julian of Life. How are you today? I'm super excited to be back with the beginning of a new series of learning and education. I realize that as teachers and spiritual people, we sometimes talk in this language, jargon that may be new for people. So I decided that I really wanted to share this information and knowledge with everyone so you can get a sense of what these terms are, because you then can be bigger part of the conversation for yourself. The use of jargons and slogans and logos and things like that have an ego element to them. The idea being that as we learn more about these things and we apply them within ourselves, the ones that resonate, the ones that make sense, each of us experience it a little bit differently. So I'm going to be giving you kind of a generic perspective on some of these terms and elements. And then I encourage you to go into whatever your practice is, however you do this, but to go into it and see where this fits for you, how this resonates for you. Okay. So this is the beginning. The first term that I wanted to come up and talk about is the higher self. Now, our definition of higher first is above, but this isn't above. This is linkage to, so if the ego sits in a lower vibration frequency, ego often is in shame, fear, some of these lower vibrational frequencies, whereas acceptance, love, enlightenment, etc., stands at a higher vibrational frequency. Think of it more as like turning the volume up. So, as your favorite song comes on, you're like, ooh, I think I hear my favorite song, and you turn the volume up. Your favorite song is your highest self. Your favorite expression of you is your highest self. Now, when we're in ego, when we're in the second and third dimension consciousness, these lower level ways of thinking and ways of living, we are not connected with the higher self. We're generally connected with low vibrational institutions and potentially people who aren't connected also with their higher self. And I would include in that education, school system, public school system, government, religion, different groups that we belong to. Because the idea of connecting with your higher self is an internal solo work. It is work that is, I call it work. It's really about connecting and aligning with your higher self. So let me give you what higher self is: the divine aspect of a person that connects to universal wisdom and spiritual truths. This is not outside of you, this is within you. My higher self moves. Like home base is the heart, but like my higher self as I'm doing this is speaking. It is the energetic that is speaking to you as I come through this recording. My higher self is tapping into universal wisdom. So there is, and we'll talk more about this as we get into some of the others, concepts and ideas, but there is a field of all knowledge. People like Nikola Tesla and Einstein and others tap into this field of all knowledge. It is not exclusive to Nobel Peace Prize winners. It's not exclusive to scientists. It is available to everyone who chooses it. Your higher self is already connected to it. This is your unique self. This is your self that is the purpose, the reason for you coming here. And that higher self lives within you. Now, I have seen in working with clients that their higher self is sitting in their energy field, but a bit out of their physical body, because the physical body is so full of stress and anxiety and frustration and things like that, that it's very hard to have space for the higher self to come in and be in charge. Because that's one of the things I aim for in my work, is for my unique higher self to be in charge, the one that's sitting at the love vibration and frequency, the one that's sitting at the enlightened frequency and is open to the field of all universal knowledge. Think of it as a library of everything. Not even a building, like it is infinite. There is no end to it. There are no walls to contain it. And it is, you can think of it as books if that helps you to align with a perspective of it. But really, it's pieces of knowledge that we can pull down. And these pieces of knowledge, if you're doing like a meditation and a piece of knowledge comes through, you're like, well, I never really thought about that again. That is your higher self tapping in, pulling like a little book or a little phrase off the shelf and saying, here, this is what you need for today. This is you accessing the field of all universal knowledge. If you want to research it more, Rupert Sheldrake did a lot of work with the morphic field and morphic resonance and the 100th monkey theory. That'll go into it deeper. But this is the idea that this is another beautiful thing that I love to encourage people towards, is because as you do it, right, there is this ripple effect. There is this 10x effect. I don't know what the number is, but there's an amplification. So I did it. I have an amplification effect on certain people in my circle. You do it, you have an amplification effect on certain people in your circle. You give them the opportunity to do that for themselves. They may or may not choose it. That is their choice and their life path. But if they do choose it, they aren't consciously aware that it's even an option for them, but you come through and say, whether you're saying it energetically or saying it audibly, you're now showing them the energetics of what is available for them as they tap into and connect with their higher self, again, within, then they may awaken also. They may activate themselves and create their own alignments, which is wonderful. Spiritual truths. So the universal laws, and I'll go through this as well, but the universal laws are spiritual truths. There are certain spiritual truths that is important for us to connect in with. One of which is that it's about you, that all of this work, whether it's me doing it or it's another teacher or whatever, is all about connecting you with you, connecting you with you, connecting you with you. I say that multiple times because I really want you to find the discernment and look at the spiritual teachers you're listening to and determine, are they pointing you to you? Because if they're not pointing you to you, then they're living in ego. They're operating in ego. So though I offer my opportunity, myself and my knowledge and my wisdom to you, my offer is to help connect you to you. And if I don't resonate with you, that's okay. That's fine. Find the person who does resonate with you. But if I have planted this seed and you water it and germinate it within yourself, and you get to a higher level of awareness and find a life that you love and create a life that you love, then I've done my work. And I love that. So connecting with your higher self, a little bit more on the practical side of things. I mentioned stress and emotion and trauma. If you're living in stress, emotion, and trauma, you must navigate your way out of those states of being. They will hold your higher self out in your energy field, like still here, still in your biofield, but not in your heart, not able to operate within here, kind of holding it out here. Your higher self would be like, yep, that's not where I want to be. That's not safe or comfortable. So I'm going to hang out here until it is safe or comfortable. This is where you begin to do the work of stress rescue, the program that I've launched and launching more of. We do the work together in one-on-one. You do the work working with other spiritual coaches and guides. You do the work on your own, however you decide to do it, retreats. There's lots of ways to get there. This is not a one and done. By the way, this will take time. This is going to take consistent work and consistent intentional effort. You're going to have big moments, you're going to have little tiny moments. Now, I'm not measuring those in terms of their impact. I'm measuring those in terms of how you feel them. So you might have these little bumpy, like, that was kind of a yucky moment, but I got this perspective out of it. That's a little tiny moment, but it may have a big impact on you and how you perceive things as go forward. You may have a big difficult, which I had one of those this weekend, big difficult few hours of, all I want to do is sleep and I got to get away from people and I'm crying and I'm upset. I went to a quiet space where I could just spend time with my higher self and with Divine Creator and Mother Gaia, and really just tapping into what is this telling me? And it was good. It ended up being beautiful. That was big moment, big impact. Little moment, big impact. Little moment, little impact. They're all sort of a little bit different, but they have this accumulative effect. If you've ever baked a cake, you put very little baking powder in there and you put a little bit of vanilla, but they both have a big impact on how the cake comes out. You put a lot of flour in there and it has a big impact on how the cake turns out. If you're making a soup and you put way too much pepper in there, soup doesn't taste so great. So we want things in a measured amount, and we want them to happen when they're meant to. Okay. Oh, so, I just saw this word come up, magic. There we go, magic. This is the nature of magic. This is the nature of creating magic within your life. I just, my December 3rd post about digging deeper is about creating the magic in your own life. That's what this is. It's magic. Stunning. It's so beautiful to watch and so much fun. So practical application, tap in through a meditation, whether this is a movement-based embodiment meditation, whether it's walking in nature, whether it's deep breath work and meditation, whether you've got sound therapy or singing bowls, massage, cranial, sacral, however you get there, listen to your guidance, right? If your guidance is like, ooh, cranial, sacral, I schedule one of those. Because it's a pathway in to get connected to and stay connected to your higher guidance, your higher self, and have your higher self driving the bus. Because trust me, it's a good way to go. Doesn't mean everything's easy. It just means it's more enjoyable along the way. And I love the synchronicities that come along with being aligned, connected to your higher self. So if you've experienced something, if this resonated with you, if you intend to practice something from this conversation, I encourage you to put it in the comments and share that energy with yourself and with others. And activate this within yourself. I just love these conversations. I have nothing more to say. Having a wonderful, amazing day.